no contingent liability. In fact, no contingent liability on government. Absolutely no, none. Now, under the law, those are the only circumstances in which parliamentary approval is triggered. In fact, the opposite is true. And please, capture this very well for us, for the people of Ghana to understand. SML funded 100% of the project from its own resources. Every tool, every meter, every server, every solar system, every ICT device, every fiber link, every installation was imported, installed, operated, and maintained at SML's own cost. And more importantly, SML paid all import duties, VAT, levies, and statutory charges, exceeding over 500 million Ghana cedis. And this excludes actual investment. So, if you want to rush to terminate, we are there. You will pay for all that. If that's what you want to do, then go ahead. Government did not pay a peswa. Government did not guarantee anything. Government did not provide capital or assume any risk. In fact, government had zero exposure. Zero. Zero exposure. Now, payments to SML were not guaranteed, okay, and they were not fixed. In fact, they were not automatic, as being bandied around. No, they were strictly performance-based. Performance-based. So when you issue your monthly reports, then VRA does the verifications, and then through through their acceptance and all that, and then they do certification. So it is untrue. So untrue that SML was just not doing anything. They were not presenting monthly, reports. They were just being paid. It's untrue. Now, this model has absolutely no resemblance to the type of contracts that require parliamentary approvals. And please, I want to add to this, for decades, no multi-year contract within GRA, MPA, customs or related agencies, now including West Blue, GCNet, Ghana Link, that's true, ICOMS, the ICOMS operators, Electronic Cargo Tracking Service Provider, Rock Africa, MPA Fuel Marking Service Provider, National Technology Limited, ERDMS, none of these contracts, not even one. So the question is simple. Why is the OSP signaling out SML for a requirement that has never been applied to any other wholly Ghanaian company operating in the same regulatory environment? Why? In fact, there is no precedent. Absolutely none. Therefore, there is no factual justification that to the assertion by the OSP. The evidence we have presented to the presidency and the Attorney General shows clearly that the OSP's position is based on a misclassification of the contract. In fact, we have taken heaps and tons of documents to the presidency for them to take their time to, analyze it. And I'm sure they will have a second thought on the termination thing. They will. But if they don't, whatever is due us, we'll take it. SML's contract was lawful, compliant, risk-free to government, and aligned with long-standing public sector practice. Now, I'd like to address some other matters that the OSP mentioned in his presser. Now, the OSP's assertion that 125 million Ghana cedis is to be recovered by the state from SML has no factual and evidentiary basis. It is mere conjecture, and he's just whipping up unnecessary sentiments against SML. In fact, the letters we have given you, the 14th October letter from GRA, they stated clearly that SML has discharged all its duties. SML did everything. In fact, maybe I should read that letter verbatim. Can I have that letter? On the letter, the one signed by the head of legal at the GRA. I got it. Thank you. I got it. Thank you. Reference is made to your letter dated. It's headed response to request for records relating to SML Ghana Limited, January 2019 to December 2024. Reference is made to your letter dated 9th October 2025, requesting for information and records relating to work undertaken by SML Ghana Limited and payments made to the company by the Ghana Revenue Authority, GRA, for the period January 2019 to December 2024. Now, 1, the records confirming work undertaken. The authority's records confirm that SML Limited undertook work relating to transaction audits and external price verification services and revenue assurance in the petroleum downstream sector, in accordance with the contractual agreements executed with the GRA. Relevant reports and technical documentation covering the work done are available and may be reviewed upon request. The documents are cited with GRA. Evidence of payment. Evidence of all payments made to SML Ghana Limited from January 2019 to December 2024 is available and has been compiled. Attached herewith are copies of the payment schedules. Now, total monies paid. The total amount paid to SML Ghana Limited between January 2019 and December 2024 amounts to 1,437,041,835 Ghana cedis. And it breaks down, I don't want to waste your time, so since you have a copy of it, okay, clearly, GRA, they themselves have confirmed that SML, undertook work with them. GRA, their own letter, official document, and it's signed by a very senior lawyer. Please, go ahead this. Now, as I said, things that do not relate to SML, I will not comment on it because I'm lawyer for only SML. I'm not lawyer for Ken Oforiatta. So I will not make comments with regards to some of the assertions he made in his presser regarding Ken Oforiatta. I will not do that. Even for GRA, I wouldn't have mentioned it, but this letter is very important. That's why I reference it. And you see, Mr. Evans Eduse, yes, it's a timber merchant. Yes, there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, our own father, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, is a farmer. he touts it, that he's a farmer. But it doesn't preclude him from having innovative ideas. So if he takes the Auditor General's report and he looks at it, in fact, as we sit now, presently, there's Public Accounts Committee hearings going on. Are there not? Yes. So if somebody sits and looks at it and says, this thing, there's gap here, there's this, that is that, let me see how I can fix the problem. Okay? I can own an aeroplane. I don't need to know how to fly it. I'll bring in a person who know how to fly it. And that's exactly what SML did. Yes, he's a timber merchant. In a sarcastic manner in which, the OSP describes it, a timber merchant. And so what? Does it preclude him from having innovative ideas? You see, if other investigative institutions had done this investigation, I'm sure they would have done better. And I'm not surprised that the Attorney General requested for the docket. You see, because the Dominic Ayene we all know is too meticulous. He will not allow such thing. I mean, he will not, churn out such a report. He will never do that. Before he speaks, he knows exactly what he's going to talk about. He will not conjecture. He will not insinuate. He will not do that. And it will appear. It will seem. What is that? And these are people's hard-earned reputation. SML has built on their reputation. And they are still in the process of building it. And then you just use a few minutes and you want to, you say all kinds of things against the company. That's so unfair. So unfair. And you see, again, the OSP rubbishes every other report. In fact, even the KPMG's report, he rubbishes it. The part that goes in favor of SML. He said, I don't agree with it. I disagree. And so what? KPMG has more knowledge in that field. And they have come out with a report. So you are picking and choosing. In fact, it is the basis for which we took our response to the presidency. Because you see, I believe that the person of the president's caliber, he will not make decisions just like that. So perhaps, he hasn't seen our side of the story. So maybe in the principle, in the light of auditorium parting room, we want him to look at our side of the story. That the assertions that, he hasn't worked, SML hasn't worked, SML hasn't done this. We have sent all the documents to him. You should look at it and tell the Ghanaian, is it true that SML didn't work? Yet we're being paid. That is the basis for which we've taken all those documents to the presidency and then also to the Attorney General. Because for me, the presumption, yes, we know that the termination directive, as presumptively, will be that it is the Attorney General per Article 88. That because Attorney General is a government's lawyer. So perhaps they know. But I can tell, I believe strongly that Attorney General was not the one who advised government to do that. I can believe, I'm so sure. Because he's too meticulous. Attorney General will never do that. I believe strongly. And then you see, right after OSP's presser, then they went on a barrage of media campaigns. An entire week, OSP staff are in Adom FM, are here, are there, running the company down. You see, so if, like I said, as lawyers, we only do our talk in a courtroom. But if we sit down, by the time the matter even gets to court, you'd have tarnished, the company. The company would have been, and people will not even understand. Because see, with all these documents, if this matter ends up in court, the balance will tilt more towards SML, frankly. Because, and Ghanaians may not understand. People will not understand, but these people, OSP said we're not doing anything, and now the court has ruled in their favor or something like that. We don't want that to happen. That is why, and we don't want Ghanaians to have the wrong impression. That is why we are organizing this, to make Ghanaians understand. Through you, these documents must be seen by Ghanaians. They must be seen. And make the judgment by themselves. And I believe strongly this afternoon, since the documents have gotten to the presidency, they will review their decision. They will review it because perhaps their decision to direct for the contract to be terminated was without seeing some of these documents. But as I said, contract of service, I mean, we all know contract of service is not contract of servitude. We cannot force ourselves on government. SML cannot force itself on government to work. I mean, it can't force to work with government. If government wants to terminate a contract, of course, that's fine. Government can, we would go through the process, and what is due SML, we take it. And in an investment overlay, we'll be told everybody, you know, the huge investments that have gone into, you know, all the, you know, the equipment and all that have been brought. Ladies and gentlemen, SML's record is one of institutional compliance, technological excellence, and measurable fiscal contribution. The company has operated under constant oversight from Ghana Revenue Authority, National Petroleum Authority, the Standards Authority, Ministry of Finance, and other stakeholders. The SML's installations have digitalized petroleum flow tracking. SML's audits have enhanced custom valuation integrity, and SML's collaboration have aligned public and private capabilities towards national revenue protection. SML's work has never been secretive. It's never been secretive, has been, you know, alleged. You see, and President Mahama always says something. I mean, he always says something that, you see, when a lie is told over and over and over again, then it will, it will appear to, people will begin to look at it as a truth. We want to disabuse the falsehood. That's why we have shared all these documents with you. The lies ought to stop. I mean, if anybody wants that job, please go through the right mail and get it. Go and lobby and get it. But don't run around and make comments tarnishing the image of SML. Even to the extent that, oh, the company even belongs to Ken Oforiatta. Please, in fact, let me make this point. If there is one person who has been a disservice to SML, it's Ken Oforiatta. Let me explain to you. If there's one person who has been a disservice to SML and its operation, it's Ken Oforiatta. Remember that this contract is a performance-based contract, okay? For 10 months, from the inception of SML, when they did their work, for 10 months, they were never paid. They were never paid. I mean, I can't begrudge Ken Oforiatta so much with that, because he also needed to be sure that it is delivering, SML is delivering what it says it is. So he had to. He made the Ghana Audit Service. They had to audit SML before first payment was done. Now let me tell you even the shocking one, the service to SML. Every equipment that SML brought in, Ken Oforiatta refused to give SML exemption. SML paid for it. This is a company that OSP is forcing down Ghanaians' throat that it belongs to Ken Oforiatta, or Ken has interest in it. So if he has interest, would he not just allow them to bring, give them exemptions so that the thing will go smoothly? Let's be careful. Let's be careful how we treat other Ghanaians. Evan Seduse also has blood running through his veins. Don't force what is not there to be there. Don't do that. And because he doesn't talk much, you run him down like that. It is untrue that Kenoforiata has interest in SML. It's untrue. SML is an independent, it is wholly for Evans Edusei. It's wholly for him. And for a serious investigative organization like the OSP, you do not work with insinuations. You don't say it will appear as if it looks like. You don't work with that. Well, circumstantial evidence, but you see, you have to be, when you're piecing them together, you have to be careful. And then you don't come and run down the person like that. You don't do that. So I believe that today's presser, Senior Counsel, 1 or 2 you want to add, please? Okay. All right. So the presser is mainly to stop the misinformation and also to let Ghanaians know that we have presented evidence to the presidency showing that everything the OSP said was untrue, and for them to relook at the termination directive. But like I said, if they are minded to continue, we have no qualms. We are okay. We will just have to go through the processes so that whatever is due SML is paid to them. It's as simple as that. But if Ghana has so much money that a company that is doing well, that is helping assure, revenue assurance, and you want to just abrogate the contract, you want to terminate it, and pay huge money to the person, and re-award it, well, for us, we have nothing to say. But if, after reviewing, and you think that you have to, okay, then let the contract run. Let it run its term. So please, that is all I have for you. But sure, my tree is not too good, but I can, let's hear about the tougher. It's impeccable. But yes, I can summarize it in three. All right, I'm lawyers for SML. Myself, name me Leonard Friend. Wahiniba Edusei Puku. My name is Cephas Boyo, actually. Yeah. The documents response for SML on the termination directive, akoma the presidency. Say omun shim. Say ye didi pa say nyoma bi wo hɔ a omun huye, which informed the decision to direct the SML contract to be terminated. Inti, there is, all the performance reports for SML, because now OSP can say SML,
Disassociated themselves from the OSP claims that the company